back up and running? Welcome back. We just had a few little technical difficulties, but we haven't missed too much. Marc has played 2 nice shots to get amongst them. He's left himself a nice angle here to drop this in the middle and run up the table. And it really does look like he'll be looking at a 4-all.
That's a great shot. Oh, it's a little bit straight, but
We'll just have to force this a little bit, but he should be okay.
he's just checking whether it goes into the other corner as well. If not, he's got to play sort of a forced stun.
Yeah, I think he'd much rather push through. Yeah, and that's what he's done. Clearly it goes to the left corner. And he's landed fat, so that should be 4-all. So, ball back in Scerri's court now.
Okay, so over at Jamie Stevens and Steve Jamieson land, we've got Jamie with a nice open break here. He's potted a red.
Yeah, this match was the most interesting for me out of the 4 main draw ones. Just the opposing styles and really to see who'd come out on top was fascinating. Watched a little bit of it. Steve doesn't seem to be quite in his normal flow as yet.
Yeah, well, I think that comes down to a lot of what you get left with when you play Jamie.
Yeah, absolutely.
You're never going to play a flowing match against Jamie.
That's why he's so tough to beat.
You know, even though that's gone terrible, Jamie will still be happy with that. Just the fact that everything's tied up.
Yeah, Jamie's got a couple of tricky reds as well as the black now, so he definitely won't be looking for the outs.
Well, you could stun into the black off this red, like screwed into the yellow and black.
He's looking at it, yep.
Yeah.
Good call. And
so good.
Got what he deserved. No, he's been very aggressive there, and it hasn't quite come off.
He'll be happy with the black landing on the side cush.
Yeah, a little bit of insurance.
Mind you, there's a yellow near it to move to. It's danger times for Jamie.
He's doing his usual grinning, I can't believe this has happened to me.
Might switch back over, Dan. Okay. So 4-all.
Game on.
Robbo has won the last 3 on the trot.
And Scerri, just a nice covering shot there.
Definitely favourite on the Reds now, but what does Robbo do to get back into this?
Yeah, the black's a little tricky. That red on the right-hand side, just below the top one, a little bit awkward as well. So he's got a little bit of time on his hands. He's just considering potting Scerri's ball. He's just looking at what options he'd have straight away. You'd want to leave him off that tricky one.
Yeah, it's risky.
I don't mind it though. You know, it's 4-all. I've just come back and won 3 frames. Here you go. See what you can do.
Well, this is the situation. Like, you've got to think to yourself, hey, what's the best chance for me to win this frame from here? Clearly, it's not going game. Shouldn't say clearly because it is a possibility, but
It's very difficult though.
I think he might even.
So he's just going to run this up. Oh no, play the double.
Try and get it in the way. It's gone in.
Probably a little bit stiff to pot that.
It's not the worst. He's still got options, but. He could play the same shot. He could run through on the middle one, pot the one in the middle and run through and then play the double over again. But Yeah. Big chance Scerri's just going to pot your ball even if you do get the cover.
I'd almost see him maybe putting this one to the middle, coming back a little bit, and then putting that top ball up and behind that red, because he needs time. There's no way with that yellow there that he's going to go game here. Yellow down near the bottom, near the black. Just very tricky, that whole situation.
Yeah, he's going to try and squeeze this inside the red.
Oh, might go under, yeah.
Ah, double the black out. I like it. He's got the bad yellow out and the black. Left Scerri not many options. Scerri could just touch up on this corner red. He doesn't have to do anything here, Scerri. Just keep the white, try and get the snooker even behind the red, but...
Yeah, I don't think he'd be too aggressive either.
He definitely doesn't need to take these on, that's for sure.
Although Scerri, as we know, has a little bit of ego, so he might want to just give it back to him and say a 5-4. But,
no, I don't think so.
You'd hope not. Not short of belief, so anything's possible. That red, the tricky one near the two yellows, might actually go off the yellow into the middle pocket. So Scerri might be looking at the out because of that.
Well, not only that, he's also got options to move it or get him behind it.
Yeah, looking at this side angle, it's probably possible but pretty tricky to go off the yellow, so we're probably looking at something else. Maybe go into it here.
Depending.
It's just awkward, isn't it?
Just trying to find...
See if you can stun across and get him behind it, maybe?
Yep.
That's what he's going for.
Oh,
Oh, he's landed. Very, very stiff there. He's just,
he is not
landed
on
off
it. There's millimetres in that.
I think he can see the bottom ball, and that's about it.
Does he...
That's probably exactly what Marc wanted him to try and make this difficult out.
Well, he still can just bounce this out and leave the white up the top rail. On the side cush even, up near the top corner.
Yeah.
Bottom left corner. Yeah, that's what he's played for, to leave the white over there.
Oh,
and
he's gone enough.
Too far. Whoa.
A little bit of emotion there from Mick.
So Robbo might even play yellow onto yellow for the first shot.
I think he'd just be looking to clear these two dodgy ones out with the first shot, and then back into
I think he's playing the Jackie, yellow onto yellow, and he's going to hold for the other yellow across the table.
Corner, yep.
No, he's just going to kick it out, you're right, and land on the other one.
Oh no, this is right the right angle. Yeah, there you go. Oh, it's just missed it.
That's
Still
all right.
okay. Still okay.
It's a little awkward. He's run a little bit further than he meant to. He's running towards the bottom red is the problem here.
Yeah, I think he might screw off the side rail here.
Yeah, but he's got to jack up.
Yeah.
Makes the pot a lot harder.
He's very good at these. I back him to make it.
Just makes it a lot harder than it should be, that's all.
That's true. Yeah, no
Shot.
problems.
Great shot.
Well, you can just got the angle to drift down the table here as well.
He can also just stun it in and play the long yellow.
Well, that's what I actually don't mind. That gives you a better angle on the other two yellows to the right middle. You can just snipe him in. More problems.
No, he's running through, I think.
Yeah, must have the angle just to hold and take the one across to the other middle after this.
Yeah, well, it's pretty much stun, roll, roll, roll.
Yep. And that will be 5-4 Marc. now just sit here and hope I haven't called that early. That should be fine.
What? Clearing up.
Yep, 5-4. So Mick will be a little bit disappointed there. He had a go at it and maybe went a little bit too early. So we'll just switch across here.
another battle still going on.
Already the longest match Jamo's had for the season. Can't confirm that, but... Yeah, Jamo was a real juggernaut in our group throughout the season. He was, apart from Scerri, I think he had a little bit of trouble with. He was almost unstoppable, so... I'm just keeping things tight there. Come across, and Mick has dropped a yellow.
Don't think he'll be taking yellows, but...
Yeah, both balls look a little bit tricky, but yeah, it looks like the red's a little bit easier.
Red's definitely the go here, but...
I don't know, red's got 3 tricky balls, just in between the 2 yellows up the top, and then on the left-hand side, just below the middle pocket, neither of those two.
100% going reds here.
What Bucky's called it, that's it.
$1 favourite.
Giving odds and everything, here we go. Come on, Mick, take the yellows.
Yeah. Hey. Is he going to screw off this? No, he's clipping it in thin.
Yeah, just trying to get some movement, and he's pretty stiff there to actually get nothing at all.
This is not that bad. He's got an angle to move that yellow.
Yeah, I think he just wanted to get in amongst them early because they are very tricky, those two on the left.
He's left it go. What's he doing? The cross double? Yeah. Oh, he's gone mad. He has gone mad.
He has lit up. And he's got an absolute result.
That will make Robbo filthy.
And sometimes you just need that little shake-up. He's lost 4 frames on the spin. Yeah, he wants to change it up. I think it's good from Scerri.
You know, sometimes one little thing like that, maybe Mick did that to get in Robbo's head. You don't know.
Well, he does play a fair few mind games, so it will be no surprise to me at all. Not so much to get into Robbo's head, but just to give himself a G up, you know, just to kind of say, here I am. This is what I can do.
Yeah. Oh.
Oh.
That's,
Catch both jaws there is pretty stiff. Left himself very awkward. So we've got some more updates from around the tables. In the non-qualifiers, Terry Shields is 6-2 up on Marty Andrews. Steve Thomas 4-3 up on Halliday. Kevin Malik is 3-2 up on Brad Hill. And Dale Watson demolishing Dion 7-0 at the moment.
7-0?
Yeah.
Wow.
So Mick looks like he's just pulled up there a little bit.
Yeah, he tried to play the double shot. He tried to screw into the other red and cover, but it's actually
not too bad.
Yeah, it's worked out very well for him. Very hard for Robbo to keep him off all 3 of those reds. Very hard, especially and from where he is to pot a ball is very, very hard as well. You know, like he's almost forced to take on a pot here. But
well, if he takes that yellow on the not the bottom rail one, but the one just above that, and just drops in at dead weight, it should be coming up towards the middle of the table, and
which yellow are you talking?
So the not the one on the bottom rail, but just above it, and he should have a decent chance of landing somewhere around here.
Not even sure if
he's on it.
Yeah, he's playing the double anyway.
He missed that by a margin.
He was kind of forced to take it on there.
So Mick should clean these up pretty comfortably.
He may.
I'd say they're likely going into the bottom right corner.
That may frustrate Robbo a little, that frame.
Yeah, Mick doesn't miss these. And that'll be 5 all.
You can see Mick's trying to lift himself a bit, like you say.
I will be back very shortly.
Okay, so this is probably the most, whoa, I was going to say the most open chance I've seen Jamo with yet. And this is the thing, like, Jamo's an awesome potter, but you put him, you know, in 3 or 4 or 5 tight frames, tie him up, tie him up, tie him up. All of a sudden, when he does get the chances, he's not making them because you've got him cold. So, Jamie's tactic so far. It's still early days in the match, 3 all with Jamie and Jamo. But and a very tight one here with Scerri and Robbo at 5 all as well. Scerri definitely changed his style last frame, and he's continuing at this frame. You can see he's gone back to the much more attacking, very open style that he likes to play. It's going to be a big. I'm a big fan of what he's doing, but the problem is, if you're going to do this, you have to get him, because as soon as you start, you know, getting down to 2 or 3 balls, your last ball and missing, Robbo's going to punish you every time.
So he's continued with the aggression.
He has, very much so. So
Robbo would be loving that.
It'll be interesting to see how Robbo responds. Like, he'll probably take his time a bit, try and
slow him down.
Yeah, be very methodical with what he does. That one on the right cushion's probably giving Robbo a little bit of a headache, but
yeah, a few little awkward balls, but yeah, that's definitely the problem one.
oh,
Actually, that's a result, just to
he might even be on this. Have we got the straight up and down view, Dan?
I think he's on the outside one here.
Yeah,
Oh, it's very tight, like you say.
It is tight.
He's having a look at this bottom red here, just seeing if he could possibly tuck up in behind those other 2 or pot it and come back out amongst them. Just taking a real good look. I think he's tucking up here.
He is.
Yeah.
He is too.
He's hit that reasonably well. I don't think Mick can see the yellow, but
that's a good shot.
so Mick in a world of hurt in this frame at the moment. He's got every ball he's got is awkward.
He may
Come off the back of it.
Come off the cushion, try and pot it in the opposite middle.
Yeah. And then oh, looks like he can see it.
He's going to cut it up to the top.
Play the Jackie.
Oh,
what a great shot.
That is
He has played that beautifully.
That is a big shot.
Not only that, he's landed on his trouble ball on the right-hand rail. He might be able to just drop that in. That was huge by Mick.
Yeah, he's got a couple of options here. He can take the one in the middle of the back cush too. And that's ideal if he can leave that middle ball to drop in for last for the black.
Yeah, I'm just not sure how. I suppose if you can get across here and then drop in at the same pace, yeah.
You know, then he doesn't have to do anything with the white.
Absolutely.
It was a harder shot what he just played there, but he backed himself to make it.
The good thing about these blokes, they always work their outs backwards. What's the best ball for the black, and then move from there.
Oh, he's only just snuck that in.
That's, well, if it's in, it's in. That's what he'd be saying.
Yeah.
But this is tough.
Yeah, the reason he hit that into the side of the pocket, that's why his position's not as... He would have been up near the balk line if he had hit that in the middle of the pocket.
Yep. Very disappointing because he knows he's got to force this now. See if he can just stun it in and still be on that black. I think he's actually got to come out a little bit.
He might be able to just drop it in, but he's got to trust the table if he rolls it.
No, just by him jacking up on that, I think he does have to come out a little bit to be on that black.
He might come off the side cush first. That's what he's looking at. Cushion first. How big's that?
Oh, to try and get that angle just right. Huge. And you're right, that's what he's looking at. Oh, such a tough shot.
So, if Robbo does play the snooker here, it wants to be a good one. Which it doesn't look like he is. That red might go in off the yellow, the one that's on the side cush.
I don't think it'll drop in, just because the yellow's on the other side of the middle of the pocket. It's very hard to get those, and it's so close to the rail of the red.
It's hard to see without being up at the table.
True. Robbo might just get a little bit of insurance here. Take this one to the corner and then maybe play the red near the black onto the yellow and in, just to kill it, but still got to find a way to get into that red.
The good thing if he does play the red off the yellow, if he lands flat behind it, he can roll it towards the yellow, and if it doesn't drop in, he kills the yellow and gets the snooker as well.
Mm-hmm. Well, I'm sure he doesn't want me to get back to the table.
And you leave your red right over the pocket too, so...
Yeah, absolutely in the box seat there.
It's not a bad shot to play, to just play it to drop it in off the yellow.
Oh, a little bit awkward there. He's gonna... To be taking that red, he'll have to be bridging over the other one. The bottom red, that is.
Yeah, it's not ideal, no. Does look like the red goes off the yellow there, but...
I'm not sure if it does. I don't think he would have played it like that if it does.
Well, he's got two options now. He can play to knock it up the cush a bit, or he can just play to land behind it and play the shot I was talking about before.
Yep.
So...
Yeah, I think because that yellow is actually so far, quite close to the middle pocket, that it's very difficult to hit the right-hand side of it that you need to drop the red in. I think if it was a little bit further out, he'd be fine.
But like I say, even if the shot's not there, he can still play to nudge the yellow up the cush.
Yeah, safety in mind.
Sit the red over the pocket.
Yep.
Like, he's played to kick it. He has played to kick it. Took the aggressive option.
And not happy with the result.
So, you'll see... Oh, yeah, this is... Normally, I would say Robbo would try and leave the white tied up to that side cush, but I think he knows Scerri's too good to just go across the table and pot the yellow.
Yeah, but if that's the best option, that's the best option. Mick, as good as he is, still has to knock that in. I think we'd both be thinking that he'd be able to, but, you know...
So you might see Marc take the double on here instead because he knows that the odds are in Mick's favour the other way.
Yeah. Possibly, but I still think Marc's a percentage player at the end of the day. I think he'll probably see it more so, for me, as leaving Mick here. Try and leave him behind the black, so he can't go across the table like that, but... Still leaving him down.
When
in
you
his
say
bottom
he's a percentage player, he'll be weighing in the percentages of what it is of Mick. Mind you, the yellow is off to the side of the pocket, so it's not. It's probably not that bad. Yeah, he probably.
Yeah, so he's just playing.
Yeah. I forgot the yellow was actually off to the side, so see the problem with Mick potting this, if he goes across the table, he's going to run the white a little bit too, unless he can play it dead weight, but he's got to play it real slow then.
Looks like he's not going to go across the table because he knows he can leave that white pretty comfortably somewhere near the top rail and make it very awkward for Marc.
I think he can't see the outside edge of the yellow is the problem.
Dan's just having a look at the 2-rail pot just to get the right angle to come into it, but looks like he's going to go straight into it.
He's missed it.
Oh, and he's missed it.
He has missed it clean.
So he's just tried to flick off there and leave him up the top, but he's missed
happy.
it, and
He's still got his cue sitting on the table. He's not happy.
Marc's saying, get off, because I've got to finish this frame off. That's right. Marc says, yeah, that was always going to happen because I play percentages. And he's 6'5".
Yeah.
So, game of millimetres, and Mick a little bit stiff there. But
So what's Jamie doing here? Fancy that. He's potting Jamo's yellow.
I was going to say, I'm tipping that's Jamo's yellow over the pocket. I haven't seen any of the frame, but
It's a great shot.
leaving a heart at that obviously takes out the foul snooker. So, great shot, Jamie. Possibly touching as well.
Scerri with the hammer break. Dropped 2 reds and a yellow.
And they've landed a little bit awkwardly, the reds.
Oh,
Well, awkward opener anyway.
I think if he can take this red that's near the yellow, near the middle pocket, he can land on the side cush on the other bad
It
red.
does go, yep. So he's just
Yeah.
dragged that in, making
perfect.
sure he's on there.
All of a sudden they don't look that hard anymore, eh?
No. No, I just wasn't sure if that one went.
Just wants to come back a couple of inches here. He's stretching over the yellow though, so
Yeah, this shot is a little bit awkward, but as you say, if he does get on the red to the bottom right corner, you just drop that in, drop the one in the middle, and he's away.
it's so awkward that he's refused it and taken a looking at other options. I think if he is going to play this one, he needs to use the spider, which he won't like at all. But that's why he's looking at other options. Big moment too here. Robbo. Scerri can potentially level it back at 6 all, or
Yeah, pivotal frame in the match. Especially from Mick.
that is a
Bit of a result, but he will
good angle.
absolutely take it at this point.
good angle. You see him take the one down the bottom end here, closest to us.
Yeah, just screw out off the rail, and pretty much anywhere on the right-hand side of the table, not behind a yellow.
No. Wants to get fairly straight.
Suppose he could. No, yeah, he's going to go. Could drop the one in the middle and then take it the other way, but yeah, this is probably an easier option. Got to cue that well, and he has.
Oh, too well.
And as I said,
Wow.
audible come on from Mick there, because he
Wow.
knows anywhere on that side of the table, as I said, not behind a yellow, and he is out and 6 all. And game on.
What a pivotal moment too.
He knew it.
And not only that, 2 shots here, and Marc, I think, will dish these up. He has to make contact with the red.
What are you looking at here, Pikey? This is kind of your specialty.
Well, when I first looked at it on the other view, I think it's number 2.
Triple with a little touch of right-hand side?
Yeah, well, you can play it with a bit of right-hand side off 2 cushions.
Yep.
But
that's what he's looking at by the look of it, yeah.
It's not real...
just a touch of right. He's had to have a go, straightened up and straight in.
Kicked wide off the second push.
And he will want to just...
I thought he was going to knock the back with his cue then.
I'm sure he was tempted. If Nick Howie's watching, that moment made me think of you, mate. So Robbo with 2 now. He will be loving this momentum swing, and you'll just be saying, you keep doing that, I'll mop up, and this will be a real quick finish to this match.
So Robbo will take the one down the cush now. Yeah, he'll push through a little bit too, he won't dolly it in.
Yeah, knows he's got the 2 to fall back on, plays it beautifully, knocks it in.
So you see a lot of the more amateur players there, they dolly that ball down and it jaws, and then they look at the white and they're not actually on anything. Where Robbo made sure he pushed through with the white to make sure he was on multiple other options.
And not only that, he brought out his other semi-awkward ball to make sure of it. So even if he did miss it, all his balls are out in the open, and he'll back himself 10 times out of 10 to knock them in. So just sniping balls in now. Try and find an angle for this yellow to the left middle. I'd say take last.
He may roll through and then come around the 3 cushions. Might be an easy option, but
I think he's more likely to screw back here and just try and find a natural angle so he can just drift past that red and drop the black in.
He's got 2 shots too, don't forget. So.
So he's going to use it. A little bit awkward, but with 2 should be fine.
Yeah,
Did you just come across the other side of the table and run the black up the rail? Oh, he used them there.
Just dropped it over.
That's why. No chance of missing them. And Scerri's conceded. That'll make it 7-5. So Mick must be worried from 4-1 up. He's now 7-5 down.
Yeah, that's a big frame, that one.
Huge. So we come across here. Jamie looks to... Oh, sorry, this is Jamie, yep. Jamie at the table.
Looks... he's going to punch this a bit, I think.
Yeah. Played that well. Just got to avoid the black here, and you are 5-3 up.
Lots of right-hand side.
Well played. So just getting back after he drops this in. So Jamie 5-3 up on Jamo over there. So Robbo's broke.
Potted a red.
Potted a red. What balls would you take here, Paul?
I would say yellow. Definitely yellow to me, but...
A little bit more spread, a little bit more open.
Well, not only that, you can run that top yellow on the left-hand side. You can run that down with a bit of in or over as well.
Yep, a little bit of coverage.
Probably for your second shot, I would think. Take the one in the middle first and then cut that one down with a bit of angle. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Looks like the angle here, if he pots this yellow, is going towards those 2 reds, so might try and get on his tricky yellow next to the red down the bottom. Yep, so he's just looked to come out a little bit. Bit of a stiff result. And he may have to take Parker's shot on as a little backup.
Well, the problem is he didn't want to be this far away from it. I would have just dropped that first one in, but yeah, well.
Good coverage.
He's got the cover.
I can understand him taking that on first shot. I mean, if it comes off well and that yellow next to the red does break out, then he's a chance to go game. So I understand him giving himself that
I felt
chance.
like that yellow was on anyway, that he tried to run into. But so Mick,
with a bit to think about, doesn't he?
well, at the end of this visit, I think he would be hoping to get that red that's on the right hand. Oh, he's thought there was a gap there. He's tried to squeeze it in there. It must have been a gap.
So tough on these tables. I realised probably about halfway through the season when I was coming down here that they are quite tight in the jaws, and those balls that you think you can squeeze in, most of the time you can't unless you hit it absolutely perfectly.
Yeah, the problem I find is they're all different, these tables. The jaws on all the tables are cut very differently.
Yeah.
Some tables they're really wide, and other tables they're tight.
Yep.
And unfortunately, even on a few tables, there's some tight ones and some,
So Robbo just pressing his advantage here. He said, I'm ahead, and you got to do something about it. So I'm just going to cover this black as well. I've got plenty of time. Left it a little bit awkward for Mick too. Looks like Mick's asking for touching ball.
Ideally, I think, once again, at the end of this visit, if Mick can run that red that's on the cushion down in front of the black and yellow, will be a good start for him to get back in the frame.
Tricky to get over to it though.
Yeah, he's got to make a good shot first shot. Possibly two good shots to get over there.
Yeah, I was going to say there's no clear potting on it, and even if you're up the top of the table, that yellow just above it actually going to cut it off unless you're right on in behind it.
To me, it's really your best chance to get back in the frame, even if you've got to make a massive shot to pot that and screw over.
Yeah, make that your priority. He's hit that well. Mick always plays them well. He tends to. He taught me once to line it up and then focus on the white ball. That's how he makes sure he's always on point on those ones over the cue ball. So try to get on that one down the row, I'd say, and come up short after hitting that yellow.
The more balls he pots, the worse for him here.
Less soldiers on the table.
He's going to kick that out now. And he's
And
knocked
straight
it
in.
in. Oh!
Just me. So I'd say Robbo would just be looking for more coverage on this bottom right corner.
Gotta be careful here, Robert. You don't want to waste this opportunity. A lot of people rush down and just try to push one down over that corner, and it might not necessarily be the greatest idea because Scerri can still take that back.
Looks like he's just going to run it down.
I think if he pots it, will be better. That's a great shot.
So Robbo has opened up the black and covered the pocket where...
It was a good opportunity for Robbo there because he saw that he didn't actually have to just cover. He could take it on, even if he didn't get the cover.
Yep.
Wasn't the worst result.
And that's what these guys' safety is all about. It's not about one component, it's about two or three at the same time. You know, promoting your balls and kind of blocking it for others. And Mick's done the same thing there. He's brought out both of his dead balls. Just saying
now I think you will see Robbo cover the black, but he might play an in or over shot. If it drops in, he keeps going.
We might take this one to the bottom corner first so he can get in behind it on the bottom row.
Absolutely.
I'd say definitely be looking to lag it.
Oh, he hasn't come out. What a difference that makes.
So he's just hit that clearly a little bit too thick and hasn't come off the rail. So whatever his plan B was, we're about to find out. If he had one.
Well, I don't think he had a plan for not coming out enough.
No, definitely wouldn't have been in his mind. So I'd say take this one up to the left corner.
Well, if he's continuing to go, he can, yeah.
If I can get someone to the middle of the table, he should be okay. He's come up short again.
Yeah, it's a bit short.
I think he should be. I think he can pot. Either run this one down underneath the black or actually pot the one into the corner.
This is it's not ideal. Problem is, if he plays to land on the middle one next after this, he's got those last two that he's got to get onto the black off. See now, even though he's got the angle to get down there, it's still not the greatest situation to be in because you've got to get off one of those yellows onto the black.
I think he'd be backing himself here to land in between these two yellows, just off the side cush. He's actually stunned straight down. Yeah, well, he has landed in between them.
But what I'm saying is it's not ideal to get position on the black. So you may see him cover.
Well, he's got a little bit of angle here. You can just drop this yellow that he's closest to. He might have the angle to get out for the black.
It's a missable shot, that's the problem.
Absolutely.
Where if he could have had that middle, the ball that he took out in the middle, if he didn't have to take that for his second ball, would have been a much better option. But he was forced to go this way, unfortunately. Looks like he's dropping it over.
Yeah, you'd really have to force this angle to get back out
Nah, you're not.
for the black, so...
I don't think you're getting back out off that. He may be able to run through and play it long.
Yeah, I don't think he'd be taking that option either. He might. I think he'd be looking to go out here. I know the simple option is just leave it over, but does not want to let Mick get back to the table at this point.
He doesn't have an angle to get out. He's either got to screw into the jaws, which I don't think he's going to risk, because big chance of not getting out past those reds.
I think he's got a little bit of angle. With a bit of top, I think he might be able to get it out. That's what he's looking at here.
It's practically dead straight. If we can switch back to number one. Does that work? Number two.
Pikey just taking over the technical side of things.
There we go. That is, I mean, he could force top through with a bit of right-hand side, but he's running into the jaws, you know what I mean? Best option is run through and pot the black long or cover.
Well, he's thinking long and hard about it.
He's really got to force this. Yeah, it was horrible. I would have been very tempted to drop that over. It takes a lot
that white right on the bottom rail.
Takes a bit to tempt me to drop a ball over.
That's true, yeah. I'm a little bit gobsmacked myself.
It's about the worst angle he could have landed with. If you've got any sort of angle on that ball, then you can get out. But
so Nick can pot this and bring out his other tricky ball, which he's done.
Or bring it in.
Dropped it in, yeah.
That's not ideal.
No.
He will not be happy about that. He's really...
I think this red does pass the black. But I think he's going to take the other ball first.
The problem is, even if you really power screw off this, you haven't got the angle you need. So, I mean, he can lay up the top. Yeah,
and just kind of push that white to the
send the red
left
round,
corner.
Send the red off 2 cushions back down near the bottom right.
Yeah, I like that option. But then Marc's a good chance to be able to get some coverage on the black.
Yeah. I mean, he can cut this in too. He can take it on.
Well, if he takes the one on, it's kind of a natural angle to come back.
The problem is
down.
It's a bit of a missable shot. And you risk leaving him on the yellow.
Well, he's going to go for it.
I'd be awfully tempted to send the red around and leave the white up the top.
Yeah, I think that's what he's looking at. He's seeing where Marc's going to be left. So he wants to run through a bit on this.
That's what he's done.
Yeah, and he's looking for coverage as well, and I think he's got it. Oh, wait, maybe not.
He's left him an edge, I think.
And if Robbo can actually get to the edge and leave it in front of the black, he might be able to get the white kind of behind the bottom red, just to leave the pot awkward.
Well, you reckon? Flick it in with a bit of side.
Oh, he's certainly looking at it.
What is he looking at here? He's looking at a Peter Butterworth screw. Whoa.
Yeah, just hit it off that side rail and square it up with left-hand side. I've seen Pete do that pretty consistently.
I'm still trying to work out what he's looking at here. What's that angle he's looking at there? He's looking at like giving. Nah, he can't be. Really?
Pete's saying, how hard could it be? Just swerve down the table and knock it in. Giving us the shrug of the shoulders here.
He did look at your square up double.
Pausing for effect, I believe, Pete.
He's looking at just. I can't believe he can't be looking at giving Scerri 2 here, can he? No, he's not. What is he looking? Oh, he's looking at 2 rails with a heap of side. 3 rails.
I'm going to bow to you here, Josh, because I got no idea.
He's looking at 3 rails.
I don't say that very often. I got no idea.
This is not even on, is it? 1, 2, 3. Told you it wasn't on.
Well,
that was crazy, man.
That
was crazy.
That's when even Paul Pike is sitting here in the commentary box going, "That is crazy." You know that something was not right. That was, yeah, very, very interesting.
He obviously.
Mick can't believe his luck, and that this is so simple. So he's going to drop them all in, and it's going to be 7-6.
Well, it was a good shot by Scerri to double that red out and leave him tight.
So when you leave people in those positions, you're asking bigger things of them. So
it just goes to show you, like, these blokes both world class players. You know, they've just won the world championships.
Yeah.
But the point is, if you leave a bloke in a hard situation, you know, it doesn't really matter how good he is. You know what I mean? You can stop the best players in the world if you leave them nothing.
Yep, absolutely.
Your opponent can only play as well as you let him.
So Jamie's just given Steve 2 here. I think he's tried to leave him hard up on it, but...
And Jamie's one player who knows that rule about not letting your opponent have any chances.
Absolutely.
So Jamo's...
just missed his first.
He's got a bit of pressure on this now. And this is the difference. Like, he's probably off his flow a bit.
The black's the trouble here.
Yeah, you know, if Jamo's flowing and 7-2 up or something here, he probably gets these every time. But being 6-3 down, under a bit of pump.
I think if Jamo's flowing, he doesn't miss that first ball. Probably needs 2 here. So,
well, getting onto the black, like you say, off that last red's going to be tricky.
Very difficult.
He's probably got to take the higher of the 2 reds. Stun out off the side rail.
Give himself a chance.
Doesn't want to be straight on it. Does not want to be straight on it. That's pretty good.
Beautiful cueing.
That's not too bad. He can force over. So you'll see a nice powerful stun across. Yep. Got himself a shot on it.
A little bit high on it. Makes this very difficult.
You'd be happy with a shot on it, I think.
Absolutely. Mick's just done a power break on the table and potty one of each. Actually,
2 yellows and
2
a red.
yellows and a red.
Jamo,
Hit that pretty well.
he's got it.
Fantastic black from Jamo. A 6-4 pressure one, as we said.
It's not a bad pot out under those situations. So, what's Mick looking at here, Josh?
I think...
Yellow?
Yeah, yellows look a little bit more open. Those reds all around the black are a little bit tricky to manoeuvre around.
Black goes into the middle, so...
Well, if he just drops that first one in, he might be on it to the middle. Oh,
he's taking red.
He is looking around, so there we go. So just dropping this in.
Oh, he's under hit that.
Definitely wanted to hold there. So I'm not sure if he'll take this up into the top corner. Possibly. The balls are so open for Marc that I don't think he'll be taking a safety option because there pretty much is none.
All right, I'm going to jump off for a sec. Chris Cooper's going to jump back on with Josh, so I'll leave you all to it.
So Mick has had a go at that one up the top corner. He's come up a little bit short. And Robbo, a little bit of a tricky yellow on the left-hand rail. But I think he'll be itching to get this out. And welcome back, Chris.
Thanks, Joshy. It's good that Mick settled down. He was a few frames in a row that he was really fuming back there, like especially being over close to the table. You could even tell when he was away from the table. It's good that he's got that last frame that he got just to settle him down a bit.
That's a really wayward shot from Marc. Missed that by some margin.
And these sort of chances, especially, have got the potential to change the match again.
Oh, absolutely.
It will turn again if Mick can make something here. They're certainly all there for him.
He's landed a little bit awkward there.
Didn't want to come that far.
Don't think that red passes off the other one. Might have to play with Jackie. I think his trickiest red is obviously the one just below the black. Only really goes into the bottom right corner or the left-hand middle. Oh, so he has had the room there. It's not too bad.
He's squeezed it through.
So he can screw down the table. I'd say he'd want to be on the right-hand side of the ball, so just take one to the middle, but a little bit more room for error that way. Yeah, he's just looking at the angle where he needs to come off that rail.
Important here that he stays off the rail though.
And they hit that. And he's caught the jaw and left himself in no man's land.
So this...
Mick left with few options here, is looking at a 3-ball plant.
He's in a bit of trouble here.
He's playing it quickly.
Even if he needs some cover.
He hasn't really gotten it. And again we see the pattern of Mick having a go, coming up short, and Robbo being given a chance to control the frame. Certainly not a mop-up though, a couple of tricky balls up the top.
Yeah, we'll really need to land, without cannoning into him, he'll really need to land behind him to the left middle. Possibly the higher one of the two could go top right.
I actually don't think the bottom one goes across to the middle.
Yeah, it's certainly an option to play the snooker right now. It leaves Mick with the up and down.
Yeah, I think Marc will be more looking to get a strong stranglehold on this bottom left pocket, but just kind of play this one into the middle and float down and see where he's at.
Float. So he takes his time, Marc.
Oh, it does look like he's playing the snooker. He's done that well. He's just looking for a little bit of coverage on the up and down there. That's why he played it that way. He has made it difficult for Mick. If he does go up and down, it'd be some awkward queuing. Surely he's not on this. He might be on this in between the Back in the yellow? Surely not. Or is he playing the
He's
black
going
onto
to-
the red? Just coverage. That's not a bad
It's
shot.
not too bad.
Ties it up a little bit. Mick probably just happy to stay in the frame at this point. Give himself a little bit more time.
Where are we at with the Jamo match? What's the score over there?
Last time we checked,
The Jamo
Jamie
match.
was 6-4 up on Jamo. Big shot from Robbo here. Is he taking this to the top? Yep.
Oh, good pot.
I dare say. Very tricky shot to come off the reds. I'd say he'd be lagging here. Just putting himself back in front.
Yeah. It's a good shot,
Yeah, I think
especially if that red is touching that yellow.
Mick's going to leave him alone. Maybe get this red over.
Over
Just
to
trying
the
to
left-hand side of the
cluster
table.
up things a little bit more. I think that yellow goes straight in no matter where you hit the red nearest it.
That's
So
yeah, that's what I mean. If they're touching, that makes it really difficult to get that red out.
If you leave Marc on it at all, he might just take the dead yellow onto the red and just bring them both out at the same time. Make sure he's on one of the two at the top.
Is it worth getting the red on the right-hand side onto the left-hand rail? Obviously not. Might have left a touching ball here.
Made it very tricky for Marc here, but
Yeah, Marc's tapped the
just-
table. I'd say that's touching ball. That's why he's tapped.
I'm not sure about touching ball. It's just very awkward. He's kind of looking at flicking it out, so I don't think it's touching.
Might not be there.
And Marc's just come over and enlisted Sam to make sure this shot isn't a foul. So definitely not touching. Marc just want to make sure he doesn't double hit.
Oh, that's gone in. It's
Oh.
gone straight in.
What a huge result. Even though he's pushed his other yellow towards the rail, plotting that, kind of evens out the balance. And I would say he would just bring this yellow on the right-hand rail out with this shot, using his two, and just make sure he's on both of them for pop, pop, pop. No sense in taking this other pot on if he doesn't need to. So just run it down. Yeah. He's done that well. And that will be 8-6 Robbo.
Jamie Stevens, Steve Jamieson, Jamie up 6-4.
So Jamo on another out where he's going to have a tricky black. Got to land top side of this as well. It's not over the pocket. Oh, he's just held on the red. That's well done. He might have the angle to actually come back out, put the black into the same hole. Give himself a little bit of coverage in case he does leave it over the pocket as well.
That's a good shot too.
Play with a little bit more confidence knowing you're leaving it over a pocket. That's covering Jamie's balls. And he's hit that well.
Oh, it
Oh,
just
dropped. He's had a couple like that and just tipped over the edge. So a little comeback from Jamo, good to see.
A little bit of a smile there from Jamo.
And he's so dangerous because he can get a run on. In 2, 3, 4 frames, you look up about 10 minutes later and suddenly you're down. You're not sure what happened. So Jamie will be really looking to consolidate the next frame. And back here we have Mick at the table. Looks like Robbo's brakes come up dry. Mick plays the plant. Pretty tough angle here to get back out. You have to force it quite a bit. And he's come up short.
It's made it very difficult now.
May tuck up here.
Yeah, I think he's spot on.
So, he's played that about as well as he could have. So no real harm done.
I think what you'll see Marc will nick off this yellow, which is closest to the top end of the table. Potentially push it back over to the hole, try and leave him in a similar position on the other side of the table to where that yellow is. And the yellow doesn't have to sit directly over the hole, it just needs to cover off that red going into the top right. And he needs to get a good white ball on the top rail. And that is nowhere near good enough. It's certainly what he wasn't after that at all. He hit it. It looked like just hit it too thick. Even too thin. It's hard to see from the camera angle, but. So good cueing required. It's good. Just don't know if he's got how much room he's got there. Obviously he's got enough to pop this next one into the same pocket. I think he's got the angle to go up the table if he wanted to, but it's dangerous. So he's going to take the red bottom left and leave the one in the bolt till last. It's got a little bit of angle here. Don't go in off. Oh,
Pinch the right hand side of that pocket.
he was trying to create more angle than he actually had.
He ended up getting more angle than he actually needed. It's a nice shot and come out.
Yeah, he'll take it. He'll take it.
And he backed himself to knock this in, even with the awkward bridging.
I think this is a really important black.
Key.
Really important black.
Oh! Wiped its feet and it's gone in. So a little sigh of relief there from Mick.
And it's his break as well, I think. Scerri. It should be 8-7 to Scerri.
And we just crossed to the Jamie and Steve match. As you can see, Jamie's at the table.
Come on, children.
Tiffany's on the yellows. And we're just getting an update from Butters that Gavin's had a comeback. He was 5-3 down. He's just gone 8-7 up on Chuka. So a little bit of a seesawing match over there.
I think Jojo's doing the rounds at the moment to get us the rest of the scores.
Oh, so Jamie is on the reds. Looks like he's going to have a go here. Take this in the top corner and free up that one. Oh, he's missed the pot by a foot.
Yeah, he's
And switching back.
potted the yellow bottom right.
So Mick's taking the yellows here. I wonder if he has the angle to break out this yellow on the bottom rail of this one to the middle. Possibly not, might be a little bit too thin.
Looks very thin, this cut. From this angle in particular.
Yeah, I'd say you just recognise that a few of these reds are quite awkward and just thought he'd bring it out. I wonder if Robbo's got the angle to take this red nearest the white and just bump it off the jaw down the bottom left and get it in front of that yellow.
Yeah, there's nothing straightforward about this.
No. I'm just watching your bottom right screen there. Jammo
This is
looks like he's
Jammo.
making nice out.
Oh,
Oh.
Jammo.
He's just tried to play it off the back of that yellow there and misjudged it. That really looked ABC.
He's come up with something here. Still. Oh, it was adventurous.
It is, but I think he's just trying to free up both of those balls there and leave Mick up the top of the table with no easy opener. So he hasn't got the white in a bad position. Certainly didn't want his two reds to be so close to each other on the left-hand rail, though.
So he's going to drop this yellow on the right-hand side over the pocket. If it goes in, he's still fine too.
Yeah, well played. Jamie on the other table has played a ball up the rail. Can't believe it's gone in after hitting it, bouncing it about halfway up. He said, I got the snooker and everything. I didn't want that in. What are you doing?
All of the matches bar one are still going.
Which is great at this stage in the competition. Should see some tight matches. So Robbo's still looking at this. He'll just be looking for somewhere to least scary as awkward as possible. Wonder if he'll be just trying to take that the ball close to the left-hand corner pocket. And just play off that and nudge him behind it. Great angle there, you can see both tables at once. Yeah, I'd say you'd just be playing off one of these and tucking up. And that's why I'm completely wrong. I'm going to bring him out.
Still,
He's He's just so far behind
he's
his frame, so he will tuck up.
Snooker now.
He'll just do it from a
Snooker.
better angle. I'd like to say I was eventually right.
Just a ball early, that was all.
Well, he does it better. And Jamie's had to have a dip and he's missed, so Jamo looking good again. Oh, he's played that nicely.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if
Mick's definitely
he's
gonna
going
just
to.
tuck
Yeah,
up,
he's going to
yeah.
tuck up behind him.
Make him waste one. He's still got a few, 2 or 3 awkward balls to deal with. I wonder if he's actually gone a little bit too far there and see if Robbo can take that red just below the white and see where he can get it down the bottom of the table. Don't know how much angle he has.
Has he got enough angle here to play it off the yellow into the middle?
And Jamo's just cleared up in the bottom corner, and I believe that's 6 all, or 6-5 possibly. Six all, so that game right in the balance.
It's obviously not touching ball.
Would have liked to just drop that in, but that'll do. Mark's still with a lot of work to do here in this frame.
Getting another snooker here.
It's well played. That pace not easy to judge.
Really nice pace.
So, great thing about these two players, they just keep asking the question of you at all times. And no easy frames, no silly shots. Well, very few. Just saying, are you good enough?
There'll be no tucking up to any ball here. It'll be
ideally, he'd like to clear that yellow off the bottom of the middle rail, just push that across the other side. I'd say that's what he's looking at.
I was thinking he might go for the top of the higher one. He did. Thought he was going to try and push that yellow that's closest to the black spot over the left corner.
And once again, Robbo left with 2. And Mick scratching his head. So, do you back him to make the out here, Chris? It's a tough one. Oh, just waiting for the first shot there. Who's played beautifully. Chris just looking for an advantage before he calls it.
It's really... If the ball closest to the black goes to the middle, then yes, he makes it.
I believe it does. In fact, it definitely does. So you called it, he's going to make it.
This is the one he needs to get out, and I think if he gets this out, he needs to...
Just wants to be on this one into the middle.
Yeah.
That's a great shot.
This is good now.
Yes, after he's,
So
played 3 shots, he called it.
When he's on the black, I'll let you know if he's going to make it. So for me, the only ball in question at the moment is the one closest to the black.
Yeah. Which we are
And he
pretty
would-
sure goes to the
Yeah, he's going to play this off the yellow and get on it now.
He might be able to play it clean. Yeah, it doesn't... It's gone too far. I didn't want to disturb that other red, so he's never going to play that one off the yellow.
This is exactly what I was talking about. This is why I didn't want to call it until I saw what he was going to do with this red.
But you did call it. So in a world of trouble again. He's got a very fine cut to the middle. And he's going to realise pretty quickly.
And the problem now
He has
is
to take on.
he has to go. can't see.
Frame committed.
Yeah, he is now, and everything's on for Mick. And it's funny it's happened this way because I generally find it's the other way round that people attempt to do this against Marc.
He feeds off it.
Yes. Marc likes to give people just a glimmer of hope, and they'll have a dip like this and get slightly out of position where he is now.
Now, he'd be looking at other options, possibly trying to kill the black or just leave this white in an awkward position in the top left corner.
Yeah, I think you're right with killing the black. He might be looking at pushing the black up to the red top right-hand corner.
Just so hard to land it.
Yeah, it's got to be...
In a place that's
the pace has got to
potable.
be just immaculate. Because if he hits the red with the black, the red moves closer to the right-hand rail. If he hits the rail, the pace has got to be immaculate so it stays behind the red and doesn't pop back out.
Is he actually on this top ball? I think he's actually looking at a swerve. I think he's looking at a baby swerve to pot this top right corner and continue with the out.
Yeah, he might be.
That may be his only option.
Gap.
Gee, that looks very tight from here.
It looks tighter on the screen than it actually is.
Yeah, he's definitely tried to swerve that around.
He's got half a result, but Mick's going to be on this one to the left middle.
And I think, with that, I think it's actually past the middle pocket. You almost have to cut it back from there. I don't think he'll...
It's not that one. Is he on the one down the bottom?
No, he's taking the middle one.
Oh.
Collective groan from the commentary box, but he's landed it right. Now you can play the Jackie down the bottom here.
I'm committing to this one. Mick makes this one from here.
Okay, I don't think he will. So one of us is going to be right.
Okay, that is not helping me committing.
I feel better about my decision already.
Let's see if you can see over. Does that yellow go to the top left? Is there enough room?
It does, but it's tricky. He might take this one to the bottom left corner and go into him. Or maybe that Jackie maybe onto the middle.
Onto the right middle.
He's looking at it now to the top corner.
He's going the 3-ball Jackie to the left middle. Is the 2 yellows a plant to the right middle?
Tipping he's not taking the 3-ball Jackie to the left middle.
That's what he was looking at. Right, he might try and go into the red. Full ball cannon on the red.
Yeah, I called that. He's gone into him.
It's all right. It's okay.
It's awkward.
I'm still on.
I think you're still odds down. He's got to drop this in and hold for the other yellow to the bottom right corner. Queuing off the rail. Look, I'd never put it past him, but it's very difficult.
And not only the difficulty of the out, the pressure on this frame in particular. Oh, right when I said that, he's...
Vindication.
Red's on bottom right, looks like.
Yeah, I believe it's on. It's very tight.
3/4 of the pocket, which is enough.
We can just get the other angle there, Dan. Yeah, it definitely looks like it's on there.
Likes to make sure, Marc. Likes to check everything. Different ways you can play shots. I can play it like this. It's very calculated. Works out exactly where everything's going, where the white's going to hit.
So I think he's just trying to figure out if he can run through here.
Without hitting the black?
I think he can. But I don't know if he can avoid that red. Very hard to tell from this angle.
I think he...
A little bit tentative. Well, obviously it didn't go. And I believe he's played for that triple. And he's left Nick a little bit awkward.
Surely on this occasion. Surely.
I think he's going to get that yellow in front of the red. I mean, after he pots this one in the left corner, where's he going to be left? We just got an update from around the grounds. So we have Terry Shields, 8-6 up on Marty Andrews. Steve Thomas, 9-5 up on Halliday. Kev Malik is 6-4 up on Brad Hill. Dale Watson's done an absolute demolition job on Dion with 11-0. And in the main draw, we have Butters, 8-6 up on PK. And Gav has come back and is now 10-8 up on Chuka.
He's going all right, Gav.
He was
Snuck in.
He was my pick for the match. Just because Chuka, brilliant as he is, tends to have maybe 1 or 2 periods in these kind of longer races where it goes a little bit wayward. So I just thought Gav might be able to consolidate on that.
Oh, that's going to be really costly. Really costly.
And you can
See a bit of emotion. Emotion from Marc.
No, such a key frame 8-all and 9-7. Huge gulf between those two.
I heard Steve Halliday's just potted 7 off the break. Dumped the white too. Oh.
Made now. So Mick's just going to take this off the red, screw back a couple inches, actually go forward. Same. Just has to make sure he doesn't land behind the red off here.
Beautiful
Just
shot.
play a bit of right hand side there to make sure. This will be 8-all. Do not be surprised if you see a little bit of a fist pump here. Although he may not because he's playing Marc, but against anyone else I'm sure he will be.
Yeah, I don't think he will. I think he'll be as composed as he can possibly be. Just getting them out, just.
That's very reserved from Mick. He's just, 8-all.
I think he's
Key frame, don't worry about it.
I think he's worked hard to. There was a lot of emotion around sort of the 7-4, 7-5 mark, I think it was.
Yeah, got his head right. So Jammer's on the yellows. A little bit awkward there with the landing. I'm not sure if you'll be looking at a double here.
I'm going to go and give the boys some support over at the table, Jossie, so I'm going to hand over to Sam.
No worries, Chris.
All right.
And welcoming into the commentary box, Sam Cronenpeck. And Robbo's broken there. He's dropped a yellow, but he's landed pretty awkward. So it looks like he'll most likely take the reds here. Welcome.
Thanks,
Sam.
Josh. Yeah, just sorting out my microphone. I think it's all up and running now. Yeah, so you're picking he's going to take the reds here, yeah?
I believe so.
Yeah, I don't think he's got
Probably
a
really
yellow to
bullets
start.
on, yeah.
Yeah, so obviously looking to run this one in the centre, and then I'm not sure, he might be looking to get coverage, I guess. I don't really see an out here, so I think he's just going to try and take control.
Yeah, a couple of dead balls you'll want to take care of pretty quickly.
Yeah. He is checking out this one right up on the rail in the balk area, but I'm not sure about that. I think it gives the Scerri a couple of chances to maybe cover a pocket down here. If he pots it clean, then he's okay, but if he goes in
Well, even if he leaves it in a row, he might be behind the other red there,
Yeah.
or just leave it awkward.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah,
so
it's left on the back rail.
Yep. It's not ideal though. Oh, it's okay.
It's okay. That other yellow on the left-hand middle, I think it's just past, not potable from there, so.
Yeah. Yeah, maybe Scerri's just taking this opportunity to get his dead yellow out.
Let me just bump it to the middle of the table.
Yeah, that's not too bad. It hasn't really left Robbo anything on.
Give yourself a bit more coverage on that red too. Robert's going to have to break that out at some point. We've just been given the news that Gavin's got up against Chuka, 11-8.
Yep.
So well done to Gavin. And Butters is also on the hill. Going to be 10-6 up on the PK at the moment. So reeled off a couple of quick frames there.
Yeah, I'm not really sure what Rob is looking at here. I don't see that many options. He might even just play this the second red up the rail on the right hand side and just play a gentle screw back to try and snoop it behind the red in the bottom right hand corner.
Yeah, I think he'd just be looking to bring out at least 2 of these balls in this shot.
Yeah, the shot that I'm saying, he's going to play thin off this one. We'll plant up the rail.
Bring those 2 out and leave him the white up the top of the table. Yeah. Probably didn't get that as far as he wanted. Left Mick on in the middle. It's still very awkward.
If Mick can drop this one in the centre and land to the left-hand side of his 2 yellows that are to the left of the black, then he might be able to play one in underneath Robert's red in the right-hand corner. Yeah, that's where he's looking.
I don't know if he can hold there. We'll have to come off the back rail with a little bit of right-hand side.
Yeah, might
check
have
it
to
up.
have to come in. Otherwise, he might just be able to drop it in. I'm not sure. If he does land a bit low, then he's actually sending the white to safety after he plots it. No, he's looking at a straight plant.
Mick just taking his time.
Yeah.
And get much more important than 8 all.
Oh,
What a terrible result. So Mick just looking to break him up a little bit, give himself some options once that came out, and he's managed to get it through the ball and a half a gap there.
Yeah, he's picked one of the tiniest gaps you'll ever see, and left himself absolutely terribly. That's pretty
He may
stiff.
actually be total at the moment. Yep, he's just called for it.
That's pretty unlucky. Yeah, he's sort of pushed the boat out a little bit, played an aggressive shot. If he had have clipped that black full, then yeah, there's a good chance that he'd be on at least one yellow, but yeah, a good chance to be on a couple. But yeah, instead he's totaled. That's pretty rough.
So just looking to come off 2 rails here and
Nestle into the
tuck
yellow
up
next to
under
the
him.
black. Or oh no,
Oh wow,
that's a interesting shot.
that's not a bad
too
effort
bad,
either.
yeah.
Giving himself a little bit of coverage there. Both of these guys handle the pressure very well. Been in this situation so many times.
Yeah, they're not afraid to take their time either.
No.
But because they both do it, there's no issue. One's not a super quick player and the other one's super slow. They both sort of play at a similar pace. They take their time when they need to, and they go quickly when they've got everything mapped out and everything's okay. But they do tend to get into a couple of tactical frames because they're both so reluctant to give up a frame, just by playing a crazy shot or something a little bit pushing the boat out. But
Not sure why Mark's gesturing at the table. Probably not happy with some sort of bounce or
yeah, I think he might
rubber the
have
green.
had a pretty big bounce off the top rail, the balk rail that is. Or maybe he said it was squared up or something, I'm not sure.
Give the thumbs up to Gav in his win. Well done.
Yep, Chook is a tough player to get up over.
That's 2 seasons in a row that Gav has made it through the knockout stages to make a deep run into the tournament. Last season he knocked off Scerri in one of the first 2 finals rounds. Makes his presence felt. And Roberts just played a double.
Maybe would have preferred it didn't drop.
No.
But
Always the way.
Yeah. Whenever you think, this would be perfect if it covers, it always drops straight in. And whenever you desperately need them, they always cover. Yeah,
Missed it by a foot.
yeah exactly.
So Roberts is looking here. If you can just get into this red, it's going to free that up and push that yellow. Might actually clip the other red towards that corner pocket.
Yeah,
That's why he's looking at that.
Yeah, the only thing he wants to be careful of is that he doesn't pop it up for a pot by where he's leaving the white ball.
Yeah, he's really got to be sure about the angle.
Yeah. So he sort of almost wants to hide that white in behind the red that he's hitting now.
And then he's having a little bit of a laugh in the chat on the table. 2 close friends.
Oh, okay.
Tell you what, Roberts hit that a lot harder than I thought he was going to.
Yep, me too.
He's opened up everything.
Yeah.
And... well, he's still laughing, but that's a good sign.
Yeah. Yeah, it's funny. They spend a lot of time practicing against each other and discussing various tactics and scenarios and all that sort of stuff. And they occasionally do it in comp, but it's a very different scenario when they're playing such a big match in comparison to when they're just having practice.
And just see how seriously Scerri takes this by his outfit.
Yeah.
Loves that vest.
Yep. Yeah, Robbo's barely got a collar on, and Scerri's got the full...
Yeah, it's a cotton-on job.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Full vest from Scerri. He's left the bow tie at home today.
Yeah, I'm surprised he doesn't have the bow tie on, to be honest.
Yeah, bow tie's alright. I don't know, I don't mind playing in a vest, actually. You have to for a lot of snooker comps and stuff like that. But yeah, it's sort of... can be an interesting thing, gets you a bit more in the mood, makes you take it a bit more seriously.
Absolutely.
On the cameras it can help as well.
So Scerri's just dropped that in. Interesting. Let's see what he plays down next. He's looking at the plant. Thought he might try and roll through there so he can play the top one and get the angle to come round, but he's just dropped it in, so he must have a plan. Maybe to screw this straight back or top off the rail. Looks like he's screwing it.
Screwing back.
Tough shot here to come down and land precisely.
Yeah, he's counting the red. He might actually be on that yellow.
I think that's the result.
Yep. We just got news as well that Butters got up. I'm not sure of the exact score, 11, 6 or 7 I'd say.
That's actually a great shot from Scerri because he's freed up those 2 yellows to go into the right middle now. So he just runs through here. He should be on both of them. Great shot.
He's got a little bit of work to do still with the black, but...
It's that stun run through.
Yeah.
Plays it well.
Yeah, he really likes that shot. It's a good positive way to play it rather than just tapping it, rolling it in. When you roll it in, you can self and just get a little bit of...
Be tentative.
Yeah, a bit tentative, but also a bit of movement on the white. You can hit a little bit of a dodgy patch on the table. You can just drift off. You don't hit it quite as centrally as you'd like it. I think he's just going to try and get himself a bit straight on this yellow to the centre, and then roll through for the black into the opposite corner. The corner that it's furthest away from.
I think he's played that well.
Yeah, I think he's okay here. Yeah.
Might like to be a fraction higher.
He's just waiting for a shot to be played on the other table. That's Jamie's out of the way.
Yeah, no, I think he's got the right angle. Looks pretty comfortable. Certainly does.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
Well played.
A little bit closer to the rail than he'd like, but it's not bad. He's just about straight.
It's a nice out. Yeah, the key shot was just screwing back and clearing that middle pocket. Played it well.
If he had have missed that red as well, then he probably would have been okay. Not quite as straightforward, but cannoning that red left him just perfect.
So we just switch back to Jamo and Steve. Sorry, Jamo and Jamie. Still at 6-all.
Yeah, so Gemma's sitting here on yellows. He got to them when Jamie still had probably, I think, 3 more reds on the table. Jamie's just sort of clearing them up, promoting them, that sort of stuff, and Gemma's trying to wait until he gets a decent shot on them.
Jamie's got coverage on the black and the yellow, so
Yeah.
he'd be comfortable at the moment.
Yeah.
And we've come up dry. So big chance for Robbo here to go 9-all. So looking at a marathon, especially with a player of Jamo's notions, and we've got Robbo here looking to map the out. So he's playing a bit of an awkward ball, but they would clear up after. He's played it well.
Yep.
And
Brought
now
himself out nicely.
Right amongst them. He backing himself to make this out.
Yep. Still has to be
we
precise,
should.
but yeah. But everything's in the open, so yeah, he is precise. So you'd expect him to get it. As long as he doesn't run himself out of position, these are all easy pots.
All the balls are quite well spaced. You know, there's not a lot of trouble he can run into here.
Yeah. Yeah, I actually quite like that shot that he's played. I mean, it's a very simple shot, but he's brought himself into a position where if he underhit it, he'd be on still 2 balls. If he overhit it a little bit, he'd be on another 2 balls. So it was pretty much a fail-safe shot.
He's the master of that, just kind of leaving himself in areas.
Always giving himself 2 opportunities.
That's right. Looks like Jamie's landed pretty nice. Goes 7-6 up.
Yeah. Yeah, he's just going to roll red into the centre, and then he'll be on the black, and then that'll be Jamie up. He was a few frames up before, and Jamo's clawed a couple back. So Jamie's taking the lead again.
Just stem the tide, which I think was important.
Yeah. Yeah, just taking that nicely.
A little bit awkward here. We're just looking to move up the table a little bit. He's played that nicely.
Yep. Yeah, Q's as well. So we've got the score update on Kevin Malik and Brad Hill. Kevin Malik is 7-5 up, so there's no change for the difference there.
And we've also got Terry Shields 10-6 up on Marty Andrews, and Steve Thomas 10-6 up on Steve Halliday.
Yeah, so 2 players on the hill right now. 10-6, they look pretty well set to take the matches there, but yeah.
So Robbo just double checking the order he wants to take these in. I think he'll be screwing back here and taking the one over the corner next. Yeah.
Yeah.
Just a little bit more room to manoeuvre if the last ball he takes is left-hand red.
Yep.
To come down for the black.
Yep, and he wants to be high on that, so he doesn't have to screw straight back or stun into any of the yellows.
He plays it as well.
Yeah, he's okay there. Yep, he can actually screw straight back and play the black into the left centre there.
I think so.
I think, yeah. Yeah, he's down on the shot pretty quickly, so it doesn't look like it's going to be needing too much.
Very precise with those. A lot of people just get down and hit it.
Yep.
He knows exactly where he wants to be after that.
Yeah, didn't overdo it, didn't underdo it. He's in a pretty good spot.
Nice reply, and that'll make 9-all.
And that was off a dry break from Scerri as well, I believe.
Yeah, be keen to get a couple of balls of the break here and try and really push his advantage home.
Yeah. Jamie's just tied the black ball, actually. He's not pleased with that.
Loves his tap of the table. I just stuffed myself.
So
Just an
Steve
update.
Thomas has just got up against Steve Halliday 11-6.
Yeah, well done, Steve.
Yeah, well done.
Thomas.
Yeah, we've got a dozen Steves here. Stevens, Steve Jamieson, every Steve.
So Scerri's back at the table. So obviously Marc's come up dry on that break.
Yep.
And,
Yeah,
both balls look about the same.
Yeah, Scerri will want to get out here. They're a bit tricky. He's got the trouble yellow up on the right-hand side. Yeah, he doesn't have a brilliant one that he's close to. He might be doubling this now, I'm not sure.
I'm not sure if he's got the angle to double it here. Looks
Yeah,
awkward.
it does, yeah. So looking at the fixture just before, Gavin is going to play the loser of this match between Robbo and Scerri. So he's definitely got a tough match coming up, but because of the position that Scerri and Robbo finished up on the ladder, they've got a second chance, no matter if they lose.
I think Gavin would prefer to play Mick. I think he's got a better record against him.
Yep.
And I think Mick's a little bit more open, which that's what he likes to play.
Yep.
Doesn't mind backing himself.
Oh, Scerri's
Mick will
rushed that a little bit.
Kicking himself there. Missed the pot and gone in off.
Yep.
Robbo can leave himself on this awkward red to begin with.
Yep. Yeah, Robbo can just send this one down over the pocket. He'll want it in, obviously, because it gives him a good chance to get out.
Pretty good chance to take it off the red here and drop it in.
Yep. Yep.
Higher margin for error. Leave himself on the middle one, drop that in, play that one down the rail and you're away.
Yep. Yeah, and if he leaves himself all right on the one to the centre, then he can break out his other trouble ball.
So he's gone and played off the red, done that well.
Yep.
So you want to leave himself a little bit of angle here, just stun it in so he can run that one down the rail and come out nicely for the other one.
He's pretty straight, but he can either just roll this in and then roll the red down the rail, or he could promote that if he wants, but I suggest he'd just be taking down the rail with 2 shots. You don't want to risk getting an awkward cannon and then something else.
So he just dropped that in, and he's sitting right behind this red. So he'll back himself to knock that in. Butters just announced himself to the world that he's ready to get on the commentary.
Yeah.
Robbo's taken that one confidently.
Yeah, beautifully. He was just looking at these 2 reds towards the centre as well. I think the one that's a little bit higher, even black, goes.
Yeah, I think you can drop it in here and just float across. You should be able to take that into the middle and it all opens up.
Yep.
Yep, he's played that beautifully. Yeah. He is fat on that.
Yeah, I think he's going to have to...
Just roll through an inch or 2 here.
Yeah, I think he actually wants to go a little bit further through and then play the red that's right next to the one that he's about to play into the opposite corner.
Not sure where the white's going on with this angle.
Yeah, I think it's going a little bit higher, but that's okay. He'll be looking at playing the bottom one of those 2 reds into the opposite corner, screwing up the side rail.
Too, so absolutely in the box seat here.
Yeah.
To get on the hill.
Yeah, exactly, yeah.
Oh, that's a great shot.
Yeah.
He just screwed back, leave himself on that one to the middle as well.
And screwed back, yeah. Yeah. We just roll this one into the centre, then take the red into the corner and come back around and play the black into the same pocket as his last red.
Yeah, it looks like he's got the angle just to drift across there. Doesn't want to be underneath those 2 yellows.
Yeah, he doesn't want to be bridging over them.
Just running through. He's got enough. Yeah, it's a good shot.
Yeah, he's bridging over them a little bit, but he's got enough space. It's not too bad.
Say, just play this a little bit of right-hand side. Just to flick out.
Yeah, a little bit low on the right-hand side.
Very comfortable.
Yeah.
Done that beautifully.
Yep.
And that'll be 10-9.
On the hill.
On the hill.
But I think it's scary to break as well, this frame. Although Marc did go out off Scerri's last break, so it's a... Yeah, it puts a bit of extra pressure on the break.
Absolutely. So skip across here. We have 7-6 to Jamie still. He's at the table. I'd say he's on the reds.
Yeah, you'd think he'd be playing a bit quicker if he
Yeah,
wasn't.
absolutely. Although maybe not.
Yeah,
It's a big break.
Yeah, it's a nice break. And he's got the white right in the centre of the table, so he's got, yeah, got room to move.
Certainly like the reds from here, they're all on. Yeah, just taking this one over the middle. Leaving himself on a number of options. Good chance for him to... he's going to take this and screw out. Ooh, just wiped his feet on the way in there, but that's all right.
And not an ideal cannon, but I think you can still see that red.
Yeah, so just drop that in and then use the ball over the middle kick to get down for these other couple.
Yep. Just roll this in.
Big chance for you to go 10-all.
Yep. And then Robbo to break. Yeah, these reds aren't a problem. Yeah, might have wanted to come down a little bit further than that. But
Just half killed the yellow, a little bit of insurance.
Yeah.
I think he's fine.
Yeah. I think you can play this down, probably come off the
Screw
top
off the
rail.
back, bottom rail, yeah.
Yeah, and then play the one in the centre pocket, closest to the centre pocket.
Just got to be careful. I think he really only wants to be dropping that in that one.
Yeah.
If he had the angle.
Yep, just played that nicely.
Yeah.
I think he just plays this to the bottom right-hand side.
Yeah,
and
dropping
then,
and screwing back just a touch. A little bit delicate, but he should be right. Oh, I think he had more room than we saw there.
Yeah.
Angle
Always
made it look
down
very easy.
quickly on this. Just stun it in.
10-all. What a great match.
Yeah, it's very interesting actually. As I was saying before, they're not afraid to take their time when they need it, but both of those outs were pretty lightning.
Yeah, just mapping it,
Yep. They
30,
take a little
40,
time
50
to
seconds,
yep.
and then it's all quick fire.
Map it, and then if they're in position, so they're so good at keeping themselves in position, so they don't really have to worry about that.
So just the quick best of luck for the last.
Yeah.
And Jammer's just gone 7-all with Jamie. So a couple of nail biters here. So 10-all, Robbo to break.
Oh,
he's gone in
dropped
off.
the white. Screwed straight back
Second to
in.
touch it was always going there. So
Yeah, he screwed that straight in. He didn't get cannoned in, so it's not the fault of the break or anything like that.
well,
it's
still
not
stiff
too
though.
bad,
I mean,
yeah.
he's trying to get it past those middle pockets that are so common for that. The middle pocket's the bad one. If you happen to get it into the bottom one of the bottom corner, pretty stiff.
Yeah. When he hits them really crisply, he brings it straight back to pretty much the nameplate on the table in the balk area.
Yeah.
But yeah, he's gone straight into the corner. It's a difficult shot to do if you try, but yeah.
So Mick take his time here, 10-all.
Yeah. So they're both a little bit tricky. There's a couple that look really good, but then there's a couple that are sort of hiding a bit.
Still prefer probably the reds myself.
Yeah, the reds are a little bit better, although there is one halfway up the rail on the left-hand side, which is going to be a bit tricky. And then the one that's in between the black and that one, not too easy either. Yeah, he's lining up yellows. Yep. But then there's still that yellow over near that red to the left-hand side as well. It's still a problem.
Yeah, I'd say just be dropping this in and looking to get that one middle and knock it out now.
Yeah, breaking off.
Or even earlier.
Oh, I think that goes back to the centre.
That's a great shot if it goes across to the other middle. I think his main problem is the ball up on the right-hand side rail.
Yeah.
Still a bit of work to do everywhere. But he has got a linking ball near it, which he should use to full effect.
Yeah, I think he'll be getting up to that pretty much straight away. The problem that he does have, I mean, it's not so bad because of that trouble ball up on the right-hand side. If he gets straight behind it, he can just pretty much roll it back, roll it in, or just screw back a little bit off it, and then he's on this yellow
on
to
the
the
bottom
left.
one, yeah. I actually don't mind him taking this ball in the middle pocket on the left now, leaving himself an angle to roll in behind that ball on the rail, just dropping it in, and then coming in and dropping that one down to the bottom corner.
Yeah, so
leaving
you're saying
himself on the ball
the
on
one
the rail.
into the centre, one into the corner, then the one on the rail into the same.
Yeah, and then
back
come down to the bottom.
left.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, that's the way I think he's seeing it as well.
Yeah, he's got a nice angle there.
So Scerri's definitely keen to go out on this visit. Bit of pressure on it. He's taking a bit of time. So although he hasn't run himself out of position at all here, he's still got to take time because it is a tough out.
Yeah, each of these shots need your concentration, especially under this amount of pressure.
I think this is probably the key shot. If he leaves himself awkward on this yellow up the rail, then he's got to play
goes
a
out the window.
difficult pot, and then he's got difficult position. If he leaves himself nice, then I think it's probably one good pot and he's done really.
Doesn't want to be on the right-hand side of this next ball on the rail because he's going to come into the middle of the table and he's got a world of hurt.
Yeah, if he's playing back into a blind pocket.
Absolutely. He wants to be straight or a little bit to the left of it.
Yeah.
Preferably be riding behind it so he can actually screw back, because the further he can do that, the easier the two balls down the bottom become. You get a better angle to come down on them. It's a key shot right here. Okay.
I think he's actually looked up to see the black goes straight through that gap in the reds into that corner.
Maybe so. Taking that one on the rail last, then he doesn't have to worry about the white. You can just drop it in, and it'll be on the black. That's not a bad option.
Yep.
So he just wants to be high on this one so he can take off the bottom rail and come up.
Yeah.
So just run this one up the table.
He's just running now, sort of towards the centre pocket, but he's
hit that well. He's hit that beautifully.
Yep.
And he should be able to come out just about 3 or 4 inches, which would just be perfect. So he can actually. He'd like to get a hand on the table, but he's not too worried.
Yep.
Just like to give himself a good shot on this. I think he's got a full pocket to aim at. I don't think that red near the bottom left corner actually impedes him at all.
No, I think he's all right. Yeah.
2 pots away from a big victory.
Yep.
I cannot believe that went in.
His feet, but he's prime position on the black.
I thought for sure that was going to draw. He's just trying to get a little bit further out. What's worked for him. Now he's got his hand on the table. He'd be very confident to knock this in.
Yep.
And he's done it.
Yep.
Well done, Mick.
Punched it in nicely.
11-10, great match. Only the second time that Robert's ever been beaten in VPPL history. So huge effort from Mick.
Yeah, as you were saying earlier, Josh, he'll be very pleased with getting back on that, being 4-1 up to start with.
Absolutely.
I think he struggled a little bit in that mid bit. Robert's such a tough competitor; he can just take frame after frame without you even getting a look in.
But if this league's taught me anything, it's that there are momentum shifts in every match.
Yeah.
Unless you're getting pummeled or you're absolutely pummeling someone. Those guys who are around your same level, which these two are to an extent, they're always going to have ebbs and flows. It's just a game of pool.
Yep. And as Pikey said earlier as well, there's no player that's good enough in the world that if you put them in a tough position, it's going to make it very tough for them to win the frame. Yeah,
absolutely.
You can put any player in a tough position, and
everybody feels the pressure.
Everyone feels the pressure, but there's some shots that you just can't get out of. These two guys being at such a high standard.
Well, I'm going to have a little break.
Yep.
I might see if we can find someone else for the commentary.
Oh, that's a bit rough for Jamie there. He's just screwed up and down the table into the corner pocket.
Thanks everyone, and Butter's just given us an accurate approach of our commentary so far.
Said it was brilliant.
So we got Jamie with Jammer with ball in hand. Brought that about nicely.
Yeah.
Oh, he landed awkward though, hasn't he?
Yeah, not sure that he's on here.
Just need to be either side of that ball just to bring himself out.
He might even play a double back of this red into the centre, and just send the white around 2 rails and hope that he's on something. But
He's got a pretty straight, the straight double on the left red.
yeah, on the left red.
Yeah, and then I think they actually all pass into that right bottom corner pocket. He's got to knock this
I think
in.
the one closest to the black doesn't go in there, but yeah. Oh, that was a bit straighter than I thought he was actually. I thought he was going to be having to send the
Might
white
play the
around.
Jackie here.
Yep.
So he's played that nicely. Come on the table and landed. Actually, a bit of an awkward angle here. He doesn't have the angle to get the white any further down, so he'll probably have to drop this in and then just back his queuing.
Yeah. Jammer's obviously a very good cue.
Just roll forward. That's about the best he could do there.
Yeah, that's good. Bring it out a little bit so he can cue it nicely.
Yeah, should be able to drop this in pretty comfortably actually. Land high on that second red, and he should be fine.
Yep. So that's looking so far like a good result for Jammer off and in off from Jamie.
Yeah, a little bit straight here, but he should be okay.
Yeah, and bridging over the black, but that's all right. He can just stun back a bit, I think. A bit higher than the black spot.
Yeah, he's fine. No, he's fine.
Come back too far, but that's all right.
That'll make it 8-all. Another great match.
Yeah, a couple close matches going on.
Well, I'm going to take a little break.
Yep,
All the best. Thanks very much.
Yes, that's a very good clearance from Jamo there. Nice 8-all, so it's back to Jamo's break. It's always good to clear off your opponent's break and then be straight up on yours. Just while we've got this quick break, I'll give a bit of a shout out to Andy Smith in the MMPL. He's just taken out the MVP, I believe, for the entire division. He got summer, I think, last season or maybe the season before, but this is his first winter. Got MVP. Played very well throughout the season. He's on my team, I might mention, so he's definitely beaten me by a bit there. But he's played very well this season. He's very greatly improved player as well. So Jammer's just had a break, and it looks like he's dropped one. Just got right in. So he's missed it, so it's open table for Jamie. And I don't know, I would have thought that Jamie would be looking at the reds here, but he might not have an opener. He's pretty much straight down on the yellows. Obviously the yellow on the right-hand side passes through to the centre there. Oh, it might even drop to the corner. So although Jammer got a red ball in off the break, he left himself a bit awkward and missed his first shot. So Jamie's got a chance to peg one back, essentially off Jammer's break. He's taking these pretty nicely, nice and confident. pretty quick around the table at the moment. He's played that down. I actually think he probably would have been going for the yellow that he's closest to now into the bottom right-hand corner. But he's right in amongst all three, so that might be where he's going for. Either way, he's in a pretty prime position now. Yeah, he's played that nicely. Just settled into the little divot in the table where the head ball sits when you're breaking. Should be pretty straightforward here. Just stun this one to the centre, stun along to the left, and then you can take the black wherever he chooses. Yep, simple roll through and played it into the top right-hand corner. So Jamie's gone up another frame. Been some pretty good quality pull just here. Jamie to break, he's going to be hoping to not going off here. He'll be pleased with that break. A little bit congested on the left-hand side of the table, but he's got two in, so he's looking pretty good. Sorry, he's got three in, two reds and a yellow. Yeah, picking the yellows here pretty quickly as well. Just got news that Terry Shields got up 11-6 over Marty Andrews in the non-qualifiers side of the comp. So well done there to Terry Shields. Maybe just overhit that a little bit, but he's got a pretty good angle. It's probably pretty good actually. He's clear there, so he can cue there without a problem. Just needs to leave himself pretty good angle on this yellow to whichever yellow he chooses. I'd suggest it'd be the yellow that he's closest to now will be his next yellow. Just wants to leave himself a little bit low on it so he can stun up for the yellow closest to the left-hand side of the table. Well, it'll be going the other way now. I'll just probably roll this in or stun back just a little bit. probably roll through and leave the white in the gap between the two reds. Yeah, he's landed perfectly there. Yeah, he's underhit that just slightly. He's still fine, but he's just double checking the angle. These are the silly mistakes you don't want to make. So double checking that he's going to get this. Yeah, played it in nicely. So it's a couple of good frames by both players there. Jamie's just gone up 10-8 though. He's on the hill now. So Jamo requires 3 frames in a row to get up in this point. Well, Jamo almost got a white ball kicked in off there, but he's dropped a ball and he's on a ball. On the yellows, I'm guessing he'll probably just take them. And they don't look too bad anyway. He's checking out whether there's a plant on there with the yellows or if he'll play the... that's the 3 yellows down near the black, I should say. Or we might just play the right one now and open them up a little bit. So it is a plant, so he's going to play that now. Bit of pace, open up the black. Would have liked to not be so close to the rail, but he's still okay. So Jamo would love to go back with another break and pot out. Yep, that's a good shot. It's just a little bit awkward on the rail. Looks like I'm being joined here by Marc Scerri. He's just had a very good match, very close match against Robbo. Managed to get up. Yeah, good, thank you. Good match.
Yeah, it was okay. It wasn't great, but there were some good parts and some bad parts, and yeah, it was. At the end of the day, it was. I obviously now think it was all right.
Yeah, yep.
Yeah, I was just happy to come away with it.
Yep,
And my breaks were opening up really nice, yet I couldn't get a ball in, and I think he ran about 3 racks off my break.
Yep.
Now I just happened to, I think, run the last at 10-9, I think. Yeah, so.
Yep. Get onto the hill. Yeah.
That's right. Yeah.
Yep.
I'm pretty happy with that. So.
Yeah, I think the last three racks might have been maybe 1 visit each or 2 visits on one of them. There's a couple of really tight tactical frames there.
Yeah. How's this match been?
It's been pretty interesting. A bit tactical as well. Been a couple of mistakes each. The last 3 racks have been pretty much runs as well. Jamie just ran the last rack off his break. Previous rack, Jamo got a ball off the break. Landed very awkwardly. Missed his first pot. Jamie cleared. Previous rack, Jamie had off his break and Jamo cleared that, so it's been pretty good stand over the last little bit. Prior to that, we were actually doing the commentary on your match, so Jamo's going to be disappointed with that miss. Has tied up the black though, but also his yellow.
Which favours Jamie now.
Favours Jamie now, yeah.
Just nick the red off the side of the rail here and run up the top if he wants. And all his balls in the open.
Yeah, Jamo's yellow pretty much doesn't pot anywhere, so Yeah, Jamie's got time to develop his, well, pretty much his only dead ball.
Yeah.
Just run down over to this left-hand corner and leave Jamo snookered or with the only faintest edge of the yellow. Yeah, so Jamie's in a pretty good position here with being on the hill and...
Yeah. I think Jamo's in trouble now.
Yep. Yeah, you got...
This could be his
James
last
got,
visit.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. If he doesn't do something pretty special here, I can't really see that many options.
I wouldn't be... I'd probably come up the bottom, up the other way. That's no good, even if it went dead.
Yeah.
Even if it went dead, Jamie's still got a lot of options.
Yeah.
I'd probably put the pressure on Jamie and just come off the back cushion and smack into the yellow. You might push the black safe, you might flip the yellow, you might hit one of his reds and kill one of his reds.
Yeah.
There's a lot of things that can happen, but no pressure on Jamie to do anything.
Yeah, I think Jamo was hoping to
He doesn't want this.
Yep.
Well, I don't know whether he wanted that because I think that red's dead at the top of the table.
Oh, yeah, he might not be able to get that, yeah.
He's still in commanding position though.
Yeah. I think Jamo's thought with that previous shot to just kill one of the reds. The black and yellow were dead, so Jamie at least wouldn't go out the next visit. But
then what stops him from just getting the red off the cushion and then just rolling up behind it again? So it was really, it's not getting you anywhere.
Yeah, it was more just sort of prolonging the game by one extra shot rather than putting himself in a winning. Yeah, so Jamie's in a pretty good position. He could cut that one in without too much trouble. He's getting his periscope out just to see if that red's
apparently he can't blink.
Can't blink.
He can't close one eye.
Oh, I didn't actually realise that.
Yeah, that's why he puts his hand over his face like a pirate.
To block one eye. Dropped it in, yep.
He actually probably didn't want that.
But he's still got two.
Oh, that's right. Well, then he did want that.
Yep.
And even with one, this out isn't too bad as well.
Yeah. He has to just roll this red into the corner. Make sure it doesn't run too far.
Dale Watson beating Dion 11-0. That's pretty massive. And what has Jamie done?
I don't know. I think he might have been going for the cannon on that yellow, but I would have thought he'd just be rolling that in.
I think did he come off the cushion?
He came off. He clipped the red in and hit the cushion, and then went in the gap through the. He's
hit it too thin. He wouldn't have tried to hit the yellow. That's just crazy.
Yeah.
Because he could snooker himself.
Yeah, he hit it too thin, but also a bit too pacey as well. It's not such a problem too, so he could just bump that out, leave himself nicely on the black.
All right, game
Played
over.
that nicely, yeah. So that's the match to Jamie Stevens.
So next week, I think we got Robbo and Gavin versus, I would say, Steve Jamieson and Butters.
Butters, yeah. So Butters got up against Paul Keyser, and so because of the position that Jamie and Jamo finished on the ladder, they get the second chance. Well, the loser gets the second chance, so that's. So that's, I think, the end of what we've got televised here.
Yeah, I think that's it.
Yeah.
I guess we'll see you next week, guys.
Yeah. Thanks for joining me in commentary for the last couple of frames, and well done on your win. See you guys next week.
Bye.
Cheers.